All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Bryan Wilson Show. Today, my guest is from Celtic Thunder, Emmett O Harlon.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How have you been?
Good, thanks. Good. Thanks for having me on the show.
No problem. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I actually got to see you in Omaha when you guys came with the Celtic Thunder tour.
Ah, very good. Right. Oh, nice.
And I also got this.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
What was your favorite, speaking of that, what was your favorite part on the tour?
Favorite part on the tour? It's hard because there's different types of favorites where you have, favorite moments in performing, favorite moments meeting fans, favorite moments on the buses, just hanging out with the guys. So it really depends on kind of which favorite you're referring to. But honestly, the time you get to spend hanging out on the bus with the guys is quite awesome because you really, we all connect very, very well. So.
What song is your favorite to perform on Celtic Thunder?
What song is my favorite to perform? When we did Caledonia, that was fun because I really love that song, and it's an ensemble song and it's really meaningful, and so I think that was probably my favorite one to perform overall. I mean, they're all great though because Seven Drunken Nights is a lot of fun.
That's a pretty fun one.
Yeah, because we just get to mess around. And then, I mean, I loved getting to sing Danny Boy, which is a song I grew up loving, obviously, for a huge group of people. So that was fun.
My next question is kind of a fun one. Who's the prankster?
I'd say it's a close tie between Neil and Keith. I'd say Neil's is more practical jokes, and Keith's is more like the older brother messing with the younger brother, where like if you end up looking stupid, it's fine. Like it's like Neil, I'd say, is a little bit less threatening, I guess. I don't know. They're both, I mean, it was all in good fun, but the two of them are quite creative with the pranks. To be fair though, everyone tries to prank each other.
So how did you discover Celtic Thunder?
It was an odd story, actually. I befriended the producer's son one summer in New York, and we just became friends. And then one day, I didn't actually know who his mom was. I didn't know that his mom was the producer of Celtic Thunder. And he was like, you should come audition for my mom. And I was like, okay, like what is that? And he purposefully didn't tell me because he thought it'd be funny. And I showed up to her apartment, and there was all like the platinum records on the wall of all the Celtic Thunder albums, and I was like, "Oh, that's your mom." Okay.
Did you know the band before that?
Yeah, I knew what Celtic Thunder was. Yeah, for sure.
So, how long did it take you to learn the routine?
Learn the routine. Well, we had my first ever tour. We had I think it was like 10 days, I want to say, of rehearsals. So I spent time, obviously, before that learning all the music and the different voice parts and that kind of stuff and the ensemble numbers. And then it was 10 days of like the actual choreography. And that was a little daunting. It was fun, though, because everyone, like, none of us claimed to be dancers. So, we all would mess things up quite frequently, and nobody really judged anybybody. So
were you able to like make up your choreograph, or did you have to like learn it from somebody?
No, we had actual choreography. It was set choreography that we had to do. So no, sadly we couldn't make it up. Although on stage, very often it ended up just being made up because we'd forget it or do it wrong. So
that's cool. So was there like an audition process that you had to go through?
Well, yeah, when I sang for the producer, when I sang for Sharon, I sang for her the first day twice. I sang one time, and she gave me some words of suggestion, and then she said, okay, sing again. So I sang again, and she said, okay, come back tomorrow and she gave me like 9 songs to learn. She's like, know these 9 songs by tomorrow. Like, so I went home and I learned those 9 songs, and I came back and I sang. I don't think I sang all 9. I think I sang like 5 or 6 of them. And then she was, she was all for it. So
Can we talk about the production you're working on?
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually, you're talking to me right now in Dusseldorf. I'm here singing with the Dusseldorf Opera. We're working on Kaiser von Atlantis, which is a German opera, obviously. And it's kind of, it's heavy material because it was written by this composer Ullman, who was in the work camps, or the concentration camps, while he wrote the opera. And it is, I mean, as the name suggests, Kaiser of Atlantis. It is kind of about Hitler, directly in some ways, indirectly in other ways, but it's more of a commentary on power in the modern age, in a global sense, and also in a more local sense, and how unless we are clear about who is running whatever country we live in, or whatever state we live in, or whatever, that bad people can take many forms, and people let the power goes to people's heads very quickly. But in the end, it suggests that the power that those people have is not real. It's all like in the end we all die, so really we're all equal. So it's kind of like that, like no matter how much power you have when you're alive, we all die the same.
Yeah.
So it's dark. It's a dark topic, but it's really, really incredible, and it's a very historic opera, and it's rare for an American baritone to get the opportunity to do it, especially in Germany at a prestigious house. And so, yeah, I'm very excited.
Is it a live audience or is it virtual?
It'll be live.
Are you directing?
No, I'm not directing.
He's like, nope, no.
No way, no. Directing is a different beast, and it's very hard. No, we have an incredible team of people. I'm getting to do this whole process with an incredible director, an incredible maestro, and so.
Have you ever thought about doing Broadway?
Yes, actually, I had my first professional. I mean, Broadway. It's off Broadway because it's Chicago musical theater scene. I did right before coming here in January, from October to the beginning of January. I played Gaston in Beauty and the Beast in Chicago at the Paramount Theater in Aurora, which was an incredible experience. And I absolutely intend to do. I mean, if I'm lucky enough, I would love to do more Broadway stuff.
Like in New York or something?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's the dream. Yeah.
So how did you come across with opera?
Opera came first, actually, for me. I was a young kid, and both me and my older brother we were in church choirs, and then my mom wanted to get us a voice teacher, and we just got very lucky with an amazing voice teacher who I actually still study with. And we figured out the other day that I started studying with him when I was like 11-ish years old. So next year will be 20 years where we've known each other, and he's been teaching me. But yeah, he teaches in New York. His name's Terrence Goff. And he is incredible. So he just happened to also teach classically. My mom wanted us to sing classically, but he also just happened to teach that way too. So we kind of got pushed in that direction, and we didn't mind. I mean, but I loved opera. My brother loved opera, and then when it came time to decide what I wanted to go to school for, it was pretty clear I wanted to go for
like college-wise.
Yeah, college. Yeah.
What do you prefer more, singing or opera?
You mean singing like other styles of music or opera?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd say I don't know, because I grew up singing Irish tunes and Frank Sinatra stuff, and because I love that stuff, and
like the classics.
The classics. I'm in a very unique position, and a very lucky position, that I get to perform all that type of music. I get to do Broadway stuff in a Broadway show. I get to do opera in an opera. I get to perform the kind of classics, the jazz standards, and that kind of stuff on my own show that I tour when shows tour. So I wouldn't say I prefer. I'd say I'm very lucky that I get to cleanse my palate and do a lot of different stuff.
I want to talk about, you go on solo tours, right? Sometimes.
On solo tours, yeah, I do. Yeah.
What is that like for you?
It's great. I mean, it's a little bit more personal of an experience for the audience, I'd say, because you're right up close. It's a smaller venue, and there's the meet and greet beforehand, and then you get to like actually meet and talk to the artist afterwards if you're buying something, because usually we all stand at the desk anyway. And yeah, it's a different experience than touring with Celtic Thunder, definitely, because it's not a big production. You're doing everything yourself. It's you and whatever musicians you're touring with, and you're just running the whole thing yourself. You're making it happen.
Did you do that before Celtic Thunder, or did you just start?
No. Yeah, I never did solo tours before Celtic Thunder.
What is one of your favorite songs that you wrote, that you perform?
I've never written music before. I don't have. I mean, I keep thinking about trying to get into it, but like, if I write a song, it's gonna be something super personal, and it's gonna take a long time. I'm not somebody that could just like crank songs out like that.
Like you're just like.
Yeah, it just like comes up with a song and writes it in a day. I can't do that, or at least I mean I've never tried. But
so. Have the other boys give you any advice about touring?
Oh yeah, they all helped me. I mean, literally every single one of them I went to for advice, and they all gave me such valuable advice about how to really run a solo tour and what to do, what not to do.
What is one of the most questions that you get asked?
Oh. What question do I get asked most? Probably some of the questions you've asked me. Kind of like, how did you come across opera? That kind of stuff. I've gotten that. Or what was it like going to Juilliard? Because I went to Juilliard for my master's. That kind of stuff, really.
So. Have you ever thought about touring with the boy, like one of the other solo?
Oh yeah, I mean, we all talk and ideas are kicked around. I mean, not that I have anything official to announce, but yeah, of course.
Have you ever thought about writing a Christmas album?
Yeah, well, I thought about doing a Christmas album, and I probably will do a Christmas album in the next like year and a half. As far as writing for the Christmas album, I don't know about that. I might write. I have a friend. I have a pianist friend in New York who's incredibly talented, who I think I might discuss collaborating with and writing some tunes. So,
cool. What has been your favorite musical that you got to be a part of?
Well, being Gaston in Beauty and the Beast was kind of awesome. That was a rush. That was incredible. I still think about it. It was such a great experience, and I got to work with, I think, some of the most talented people in that part of the industry. When I was in high school, I was in Anything Goes, and I played the lead in that, and that was fun.
Is that how you got your start?
No, I mean, yeah, I guess I did middle school shows, high school shows, and then I went to college. So,
gotcha. So, have any of the boys seen you in your productions?
Any of the guys seen me in my productions? I don't think so. Not yet, but I think Emmett Cahill might come to Germany to see something, possibly, because he is also jumping into the opera scene. So, yeah.
Cool. So, if you could give advice to anybody who wants to become a singer or opera singer, what would it be?
Well, that would be two different pieces of advice. If it was an opera singer, and I assume they're young, like pre-college or in bachelor's, if they're that age and it's opera singing, I would suggest to them, don't focus on learning the big arias from the characters you want to play, like the big songs. There's another thing in opera, well, in classical singing, that's referred to as song repertoire, where it's pieces of music that were written but not written for an opera. They were either standalone songs or in song cycles, which is a group of songs that are put together. My suggestion to them would be just focus on learning song repertoire, because it opens doors where you get to do concerts when you're a little older, because you know a lot of the repertoire, but also it kind of teaches you to sing better, especially when you're young. You can really hurt yourself if you're reaching too high too quickly. And then for somebody who just wants to be a singer, I'd say it's like 80% about mentality, or like at least 70% about mentality. And then, talent and all that stuff is after that. If you are unquestionable in your desire and you're just laser focused on it, then you might have a chance of doing it, because it's super hard to get into and it's super hard to make a living. And if you're lucky enough to get a break, it's super hard to hold on to it. So I'd say, like, you're going to get opportunities, and then those opportunities are going to go away. And you just have to keep thinking of whatever the next opportunity is and try to make opportunities for yourself. And to both of those people, opera or just as a regular or as a singer of a different type of repertoire, I'd say get on social media yesterday and start promoting your work. Like, it doesn't matter if 2 people look at it, because next week 5 people will look at it. The following week 20 people. You just have to just keep going at it.
And don't give up.
Don't give up.
Who is a great influence to you, like one of your heroes that you look up to?
Well, I'm very lucky to have a lot of them. For that mentality thing, actually, that I just mentioned, probably my brother, who is like the most entrepreneurial, like focused person, like especially when it comes to like dealing with some stuff. Like, if everyone has stuff that hits them in life, but like you have to be somebody who gets hit by the stuff and just keeps going through it. And it's exhausting watching him sometimes. So I'd say for that mentality, and also when I was younger, I was lucky that he was very much an autodidact. He was hungry for information. So
is he a performer too?
Well, he went to school for it, but he's a businessman now. He owns his own construction company. He's a contractor and this whole thing. He's in real estate, and but I keep hoping he gets back into singing though, because he's better than I am. But he, like, as far as wanting this kind of information and stuff, he taught me how to do my taxes. Like, I didn't know anything about tax. He taught me how important it was. He taught me how important it was to have a good credit score. Like, it was like all the life lessons that usually people have to learn the hard way. I was lucky enough to have him, who was like, this is what you do and this is what you don't do. So, yeah.
This might be a fun one for you. If you could perform a song of anybody dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead or alive, who would it be? Well, sorry, I don't mean to put my hand in front of the camera. I'm just trying to I'm trying to see myself because the thing went away. Anyway, I'm not very good with Zoom, so dead or, well, I mean, almost all the music I do is by somebody dead. So whether it's Frank Sinatra or Elvis or Mozart or Puccini or all these people are dead. So I get to do all the ones I want to do from the people who are dead. There are no songs I have or that I can't do, because again, as I said, I'm so lucky to get to do all these different things where I get to express myself as a singer in totally different lights. I get to do all the songs that I want to do. So I don't know. I think if I think about one, I'll end up doing it because I usually just get to do them. So.
Can we talk about, have you ever been on the Celtic Thunder cruise?
Yeah, I was. That was actually my first ever thing I did with Celtic Thunder. Technically, was the cruise right before the Christmas tour that year.
How was that?
Tour. I mean, that was the first experience I had with Celtic Thunder fans, and then I was on a boat with 5,000 of them. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience. It kind of hammered home just what I was a part of. So yeah, it was an emotional experience that I definitely won't forget.
Was it just you and the fans, or was there other people on it?
There were some other acts, some other bands and stuff. There was one band in particular that I think a chunk of the people on the cruise came for them as well. It was like an old rock band, and they're actually pretty awesome. I can't remember their name, but that's just because I can't remember.
Can you tell us a little bit about the VIP experience?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's you get to hang out with 2 of the guys, whichever 2 guys are doing it that show, and you get photos, and it's kind of a Q&A thing, and I think there are also kind of merchandise things that people get. I mean, my experience is that we're brought into the room, we meet everybody, we take photos, we answer questions and leave. So I don't know all the other stuff that happens, but there is other stuff.
Fun.
Mm.
When you did the Barnes and Noble CD signing, how was that?
I mean, that was great because it was in New York, so it was my hometown. That was also quite surreal because you've seen artists do that, but then once you do it yourself, you're like, what is happening?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
You're gonna like this.
What is this? Nice. That's great.
I got one of the last ones.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. I thought I would show that to you.
Yeah.
So are you working on any, hold on, I gotta sit down. Are you working on any more projects?
Yes, some. I can't announce them quite yet, but yes, I am working on a number of other things. For example, I actually have a fan page called the O Harlon Selects, which is this it's basically like a membership thing that fans can sign up for, and it's more of a intimate experience, and I do kind of exclusive content and exclusive live chats with them, and out of that I get ideas for kind of bigger stuff as far as content's concerned. So I've been working on a number of things for them, for the O Harlon Select page, and then kind of have had ideas and started working on other stuff because of that.
When you do stage it, how's that like?
It's fun. I mean, you're in your living room, so that's nice. You're home. It's a little weird because so much of the performing experience is interacting with the audience. So you have no audience to interact with. But I, again, was very lucky that the guys I've done, my pianists, who, depending on when I've done them, whoever it's been, has always been a friend. So we just kind of banter back and forth and just crack jokes and talk and stuff. And that's been the interaction, but it's definitely a different experience.
Have you ever done it with anybody else, like music-wise?
Not yet, is what I'll say. No.
And if people want to get a hold of you, where can they go?
Well, they can follow me on everything, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that kind of stuff, all Emmett O Harlon. And you could join the O Harlon Selects, and any information you want of me, whether it's my schedule and anything like that, or more on the O Harlon Selects, is all on my website, which is emmetoharlon.com. And I'd say that's probably the best place to get everything.
Are you planning on going on a virtual tour?
Yeah, I've been looking into doing something like that. I definitely want to do more virtual shows, especially now that I'm in Germany. I want to do some kind of German related thing, or whether it's some German songs or from some location. I'd like to do something like that. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. And
yeah, thanks, man.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, thanks, man.